this mic on? What? Oh. I'm going to do a great guided visualization tape, and I'm going to help people because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Hello, I'm Stuart Smalley, and welcome to You're Good Enough, You're Smart Enough, and doggone it, people like you. A healing journey through the dysfunctional forest and other guided visualizations. It's a long title, but that's okay. It's appropriate. Now, before we go any further in this tape, I do want to start with a little warning. Guided visualizations are powerful stuff, and hopefully the visualizations on this tape will transport the you inside of you, or whatever, and free that inside person to be the best you inside of you that you can be. But I think I would be remiss if I did not tell you that I am not a licensed therapist, and while I am being paid to do this, I am not a professional in the therapeutic sense. And I do worry that I will misuse this power and really screw somebody up, accidentally. So, while the whole point is to relax and surrender yourself to the tape so that you can be transported to a healing place, just keep an eye out and if you're beginning to freak or something, just pull out. Okay, I'm beginning to think this was a mistake, the warning. The whole point is to feel safe, and I think this is just scaring people. Can we cut the tape? Hello, I'm Stuart Smalley again, and before we start, I just wanted to explain something else, which is about how I am doing this guided visualization tape, which is I am not going to edit. And that is because I am a perfectionist, which is my problem, and that's okay, I'm owning the problem. And because I'm a perfectionist, I realized that if I allowed myself to edit this tape, I would never finish it. So, before I started, I made a solemn vow to myself not to edit, no matter what, that whatever I do would be good enough and it doesn't have to be perfect, because I'm a human being and human beings are not perfect. Okay, so this tape will not be perfect, and that's okay. It will be perfect in its imperfection. Okay, before on the tape, I said that guided visualizations are powerful stuff and that I am not a licensed therapist and that I was afraid that I did not know what I was doing and that possibly I could harm someone. And I think that was thinking and a form of beating myself up, which is something I do, and that's okay. No, it's not okay, although I should not beat myself up for beating myself up. I should just accept that I'm beating myself up, and here I am saying should over and over again. As we say in program, I'm shoulding all over myself. Anyway, the point is, it's okay. You're not going to freak out listening to this tape, I guarantee it. Quite the contrary. This tape will free you and open you up so you can be the you've always wanted to be. Not to be grandiose. I'm not doing it. It's you. You're discovering what's always been there inside of you. I'm just a vessel, a catalyst. I don't know. Something. Anyway, the point is, you're in good hands. You can relax. I think. In fact, that's what we're going to do first. We're going to relax. We're going to relax our bodies and relax our minds. Just relax. So I want you to lay down on your back. Come on your back. Do you have shoes on? Take them off. Sorry if I made you get on your back before you took your shoes off. Okay, shoes off. That's it. Back on your back. Now close your eyes. Come on, close them. Only you can help you. That's it. Now, take a deep breath. In and out. That's it. Again. In and out. That's it. One more time. Don't hyperventilate. Be careful. Good. That's it. Out. Good. Now feel your toes. See why we took off our shoes? So relax your toes. Now relax the next part of your foot. What's that called? I can't believe this. The next part. What's that called? Somebody help me.
The arch.
No, not the arch.
Everybody in the booth says it's the arch.
It's not the arch. It's not the arch.
The instep?
The instep. Relax. The instep. I'm sorry. I can't believe I yelled at you, Walter.
That's okay, Stuart. My fault. Why don't we just keep going?
No, it's my fault. I owe you an amends. I'm sorry. It's just it's fear. It's what it is. I'm just so terrified this tape is going to suck, and it's coming out as anger, and I have a lot of anger issues. I'm afraid of my anger because I feel if I allow myself to be angry that I will kill someone, literally commit a homicide. So I just, I stuff my anger and it comes out all sideways. And that's why I yelled at you, Walter. So I make an amends.
I accept your amends, Stuart.
This tape is already a disaster. I'm going to have to return the money. No one will ever hire me again. I'm going to die homeless and penniless. I'm 20 pounds overweight, and no one will ever love me.
Stuart.
Okay, that's just thinking, and I refuse to beat myself up.
Stuart, why don't we get back to the relaxation visualization?
Right. Oh, Jesus. Where were we?
The instep.
Why don't we start over? Hello, it's Stuart again. Sorry about the little detour there. I hope you're still on your back. And in a way, maybe the interruption was good, because maybe it taught us a good lesson, which is that we don't need to be in a hurry to relax. In fact, it's counterproductive. I mean, admit it. Were you just laying on your back thinking impatiently, when am I going to start relaxing? Well, the answer is now. We live in the now, and now is the only time we can relax, unless, we have something we have to do now. But you're listening to this tape, which means you have nothing to do. So you can relax. Okay. Lie on your back, in case you got up. And I hope you didn't put your shoes back on. Okay, there, you're on your back. Relax your toes. Good. Relax your instep. Lots of tension in the instep. Relax the arch. Okay, we're halfway up the foot. You're doing very well. Your foot feels heavy on the earth, because that's what you're lying on, the earth. And the earth will support you. The earth is a huge thing, friendly place. No earthquakes today. Okay? Feel the weight of your legs against the earth. I'm going to speed things up a little. Feel your back pressing down. Okay, I skipped the butt. Feel the butt crushing the earth. It's heavy, your butt. Very, very heavy. Feel the grass being mashed under your butt. Now your stomach. Relax it. That's it. Feel how loose your stomach is. It's good. It's soft, isn't it? Your stomach. That's good. Now feel your back. Feel the sun beat down on your chest. The sun is beating down on your chest. Unless you're wearing you're naked. You're naked, lying on your back in a field with your eyes closed. But don't worry. There's no one around. You're alone. But it's a good kind of alone. You're not lonely. You're with yourself and your inner child. But we'll get to that later. For now, you're alone, lying on your back in a meadow, naked. You could wear some shorts, if it would make you feel more comfortable. Now feel the weight of your body pressing down into the earth. It's like you weigh 300 pounds, which is actually what I used to weigh before I got into OA. And I think that was because when I stuffed my anger, I would stuff my face, literally. And now, of course, I have the tools not to do that. And one of the tools is the guided visualization. So let's get back. I'm sorry. Okay. You're on your back. Sun beating down on you. Not too hot, though. You're wearing sunblock. A cool breeze is blowing. Your shoulders are relaxed in your neck. Feel the tension in your neck. Blow into the earth. Good. We're almost done. Feel your mouth. Let your lips go slack. If you drool, that's okay. It's your drool, and you're entitled to drool. Now your tongue. Relax your tongue. I bet you didn't know how tense your tongue is. Now you know. Oh, okay, I'm going to tighten my tongue. Inhale through your nose. Smell the flowers. Take a deep breath. It's okay. No ragweed here. It's idyllic. Now your eyes. They're heavy. Feel your eyeballs roll around in the sockets like ball bearings. Good. Now your scalp. Feel it loose on your skull. That's it. Good. Now you're relaxed. Congratulations. Can I hear that back? Hi, it's me again, Stuart, and I just have to say that I don't like my voice. I guess I just never sat down and listened to it, which I just did, and I don't like it. And that's okay. I mean, I like my voice for just talking, but not for this tape. And that's okay. I don't have to do the voice. I can get someone who's a bit more soothing. So we're going to take a little break. We're gonna take a break now. Let's take a break. Walter, let's take a break.
You are in the meadow. It is a wondrous place, full of God's bounteous gifts. Gifts that in our day-to-day hurry and scurry we often overlook. Over there, a bee lights upon a flower, and there, a butterfly flutters among the
I'm sorry, Cliff?
Yes, Stuart? Is something wrong?
No, it's very good. Your voice is wonderful. I was just wondering, I'm sorry.
No, what is it?
I don't know. Maybe I just wrote it a little, stilted.
It sounds stilted?
No, not you. Maybe just the way I wrote it. Maybe, my delivery is a little more suited to...
My delivery is stilted?
No, I would never say that. I did not say that. Let me come out. It's really good, honest. I
Did you think I sound stilted?
No, it's just... Maybe if you just... Here, give me that. Instead of, You are in the meadow. It's a wondrous place. More, you're in the meadow. It's a wondrous place. See?
So you think I'm stilted?
No, no.
I can do it different. I can take direction. Just that no one ever called me stilted before.
I'm sorry. I meant the writing is stilted.
Then maybe you should rewrite it.
Look, why don't we just try one? A line, just a little less
Stilted.
Cliff, are you angry at me?
No.
Because it's okay to.
I'm
be
not angry.
But, Cliff, denial ain't just a river in Egypt.
Look, why don't I just try a different reading?
Good. Go ahead.
You are in the meadow. It is a wondrous place.
Uh-huh. Maybe even more different. Just go nuts.
You are in the meadow. It's a wondrous place.
Okay.
Look, is there a men's room here? I have to.
Through the other door, Cliff, then take a left and down the hall.
Yes, thank you. Excuse me.
It's good. It's very good. Can he hear me in the bathroom?
No, Stuart, the room is soundproof.
Is it me or is Cliff a little...
Stilted. He's stilted, Stuart.
I don't know what to do.
Everyone in the booth thinks you should do the tape, Stuart. Your voice.
I know. It's just that I'd have to fire Cliff. I'm not very good at confrontation, which it's very COA.
COA?
Child of an alcoholic. My dad's a big drunk. Of course, my mom is the world's biggest codependent. You look in the dictionary under codependent, and there's a picture of mom right...
Stuart, what are we going to do about Cliff?
All right. Why don't we just have him read the whole thing and then tell him, it was great and let him go, and then I'll do it for the tape.
But wouldn't you have to use what he did?
Why? Why would you do that?
Well, your solemn vow to yourself not to edit.
Well, we just wouldn't record it.
I thought I was supposed to record everything.
No, I have to use everything we record. We don't have to record everything we do.
So, this conversation we're having now,
Yeah.
do you want me to stop recording it?
You've been recording this? You've been recording this? You are in the meadow. It is a wondrous place, full of God's bounteous gifts. Gifts that in our day-to-day hurry and scurry we often overlook. Over there, a bee lights upon a flower. And there, a butterfly flutters among the pussy willows. It is here in this idyllic place that you will begin your healing journey. A healing journey which will take you through the dysfunctional forest where you will meet a little child. A little child who looks a lot like you when you were little. In fact, this child is you when you were a child. It's your inner child. And you will show this child that he or she, we will just call it the child, that you'll show this child that this child is safe. And then the child will teach you how to run and play and have fun. And then you and the child will build a brick. I'm beginning to say I think I'm telling too much, giving too much away. The point is, we're going on a healing journey, and it's going to be great. Okay. Remember, you're in a beautiful meadow, naked, or wearing shorts, whichever. And you're watching the butterfly flutter. And now you're going to chase it. Not to scare it. You're more, following the butterfly than chasing it. Stay out of its peripheral vision so you don't freak the butterfly. And now you follow it up a hill through the wildflowers. You're at the top of the hill now, and look below. A river. The river of life. Because without water, we couldn't live. And also, it flows like life has a flow. And I think that's why it's the river of life more than the water aspect, because, I don't know, you could have a pond. Anyway, it's a beautiful flowing river. And down by the river of life, there's a raft. So you run down through the wildflowers, running, not too hard. This isn't an aerobics tape. You're running in a relaxed way, jogging, really, down to the river's shore. And now that you're down at the river, you can hear the flow. The flow of the river is audible. We're hearing the flow. Let's hear the flow of the river of life. Where's the friggin' river of life?
Stuart?
Yeah?
We were going to add the sound effects in the mix.
What mix? There's no mix. I'm not having a mix. This is it, remember?
I thought we just weren't going to edit. I didn't realize that meant we...
Well, remember, the whole point was that I'm a perfectionist, which is my problem, but that's okay.
Because you're owning the problem.
Yes. Well, part of owning the problem is knowing that if I start getting in there and editing and mixing, I'll never finish. It'll never be good enough. We'll go over budget.
Well, what if you just let me mix? I'm not a perfectionist.
Well, you can say that again.
Stuart, I really have to say, that was... What's the word he uses? Inappropriate.
I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know. I'm just so convinced this whole tape is going to be a humongous mistake, and that I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just a big grandiose fool, and I'm just taking it out on you. And I'm still angry because you recorded the thing with Cliff, which was my fault, because I just assumed you'd read my mind and know not to keep recording, which is ridiculous to assume. And here I am thinking I have idiots on my team when, in fact, the real idiot is me. And can we just take a break? I'm kind of depressed. Hello. This is Stuart Smalley, and welcome to Side 2 of my tape entitled You're Good Enough, You're Smart Enough, and Doggone It, People Like You, a healing journey through the dysfunctional forest and other guided visualizations. Now, Side 1 did not work out so well. In fact, I did get depressed and took to my bed and curled up and ate Fig Newtons for about a week. But that's okay. I hit my bottom. And after listening to Side 1, it is a disaster, but that's okay. I just have to let go of Side 1 and move ahead to Side 2, which is going to be great. It really is. Okay. Now, at the end of Side 1, you are at the edge of the river of life, about to get into a raft. And we're going to do that. That's the beginning of the healing journey through the dysfunctional forest. But that's kind of an ambitious visualization. And I just want to start off this side with something a little smaller, something a little bit more bite-sized, because I think it's important that I really start this side off well. And since I know a lot of people listen to these tapes while they're in their car, I thought it would be a good idea to do an affirmation for people who are driving, because driving can be very stressful. Lots of traffic, especially at rush hour, lots of horns honking, people yelling at you, people giving you the finger. I know it happens to me all the time. So if you're driving, this is for you. Okay, first of all, we're going to relax. Just because all the other drivers are uptight doesn't mean you have to be. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. And I cannot change the traffic. Screaming at traffic is like standing on the shore screaming at the tide. So relax behind the wheel, close your eyes. Come on, close them. Only you can help you. That's it. Now I want you to
Stuart?
stretch. First the toes, stretch them out.
Stuart?
Now the instep.
Stuart?
Walter, would you stop? Can't you see me signaling you? This means stop.
Stuart?
Stop!
You can't tell a driver to close his eyes. It could be. It could be dangerous.
Hello, this is Stuart Smalley again. It would be very easy for me at this point to just bail out. I've wasted a lot of people's money and studio time and may have caused some traffic fatalities. But I did something very self-loving. I called my OA sponsor, Carl, who's here right now looking through the window. Hi, Carl. And Carl sat with me and listened to the tape so far and said that with the addition of a warning label on the outside of the tape or CD, telling people not to listen to this tape in a moving motor vehicle, that I can honor my solemn commitment to myself not to edit. And I also called Fred, my Debtors Anonymous sponsor. Hi, Fred. And Fred read my contract and told me that if I did bail out, I could be in some serious legal and financial difficulty. And I am a person who accepts prosperity and welcomes it in, so I am going to continue. Also, they both said that if I actually do finish, it would be a real inspiration to you, the listener, just to hear that I got through this, which I don't entirely believe. Okay, I believe it. I believe it. Anyway, I'm sorry that so much of this has been about me. I owe you an amends. This is supposed to be your time with yourself. And, well, let's get back to you. You are standing on the river's edge, naked or wearing shorts. There before you is the raft. You climb in and push off, or push off as you climb in. Anyway, you are now in the flow of the river of life. Feel the flow. Go with it. Go with the flow. It's safe. This isn't white water. You don't need a life jacket. Although if, you're really doing this in life, you should probably wear a life jacket. Maybe we should put that on the warning label too. I don't know. Anyway, you're going with the flow. Oh, there's a little sandbar up ahead. Are we going to go to the right of the sandbar or to the left? Who knows? Doesn't matter, does it? Oh, you're going to the right. It's pretty over here on the right. You can almost touch the flowers on the shore. You're happy you went to the right. But you also would have been happy going to the left. Either way was perfect. You're going with the flow. Now just ahead, a forest. The sun streaking through the tall trees. So you decide to drift ashore to explore because the forest looks so beautiful on the outside. But in reality, this is a very ugly place because you are about to enter the dysfunctional forest. But don't worry, everything's going to be okay. Okay, out of the raft now, onto shore. And as we walk into the forest, it still looks beautiful, so green and lush. In fact, it looks perfect. But what's this on the forest floor? A fungus. Not a cute little mushroom, but a big, ugly fungus. And why aren't there any birds singing? Oh, wait a minute. I think I hear something.
Tweet.
It's Overeater Oriole, over there in the raspberry bush, eating and eating.
Tweet.
This is a weird place. You're thinking, maybe you should go back to the raft. But wait, you hear something else. An argument. You're late, complains Whiny Weasel. I'm sorry, I got behind. I have too much to do, moans overcommitted Opossum. Well, that's not my fault, says Whiny Weasel. Whiny doesn't realize that whining is just anger coming through a very small opening. And over there, in that tree, more commotion. Help, help, cries Obese Otter. Poor Obese Otter. She got stuck trying to escape from Sexaholic Squirrel's tree home, where she had been lured. Now, suddenly from behind you, a big roar.
Roar! And who do you think you are?
Growls Grandiose Bear. It's a little scary, but don't worry, you're safe. It's okay. I'm me, you say, and I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
Well, I don't like you,
snarls Grandiose Bear. That's okay, you say. If you don't like me, that's your problem.
No, it's your problem,
Grandiose Bear growls.
Because this is my forest and you have to leave.
But you just stand up to Grandiose Bear and you look him right in the eye and get real close so you can smell his breath. And there's something on it. And I don't have to say what, if you know what I mean. And you say, this forest is public property and I am entitled to be here. Not that I want to necessarily, because if you ask me, and I don't mean to take your inventory, but this forest is very dysfunctional.
You're crazy,
growls Grandiose Bear.
This forest is perfectly fine. Aren't I right, everybody?
Oh, yes, says Denial Deer. Nothing's wrong here. Everything's perfect.
Now you have to leave, because no one in my forest is allowed to walk on his hind legs except me.
And Grandiose Bear looks around and all the other animals nod their heads. That's right, they nod. So you say, I know where I'm not wanted. I'm just going to go back to my raft and get back in the flow of the river of life. And so you head back to the river, ready to continue your journey. When you hear another voice, please don't be mad. You turn around and there before you is Caretaker Coon. You see, Grandiose Bear means well. It's just that he's under a lot of pressure lately and, well, don't tell him I told you this. But Grandiose Bear was lying. There is one other creature in the forest who stands on its hind legs. Well, now you're curious. Who is this other creature, you ask? And Caretaker Coon looks around. She doesn't want any of the other animals to know she's talking to you. It's a little child. In fact, this child looks an awful lot like you. And right away you know, it is you, your inner child. Can you take me to this child, you ask? Well, okay, says Caretaker Coon. Just don't tell anybody, especially Grandiose Bear or Rageaholic Rabbit. And off you go, you and Caretaker Coon. Is this child happy, you ask? Sometimes, she says. When it frolics by itself, or when either I or overcommitted Opossum take an interest and play with it. But mostly I think the child is afraid. Let's hurry, you say. And you and Caretaker Coon run and run through the trees, your feet pattering across the forest floor past an occasional fungus. And finally, a little in the distance, in a clearing, you see a waterfall. A beautiful waterfall. More in the distance. Good. And there, sitting on a flat rock at the foot of the falls, is a little child. It's you, at age 4 or 5 or whatever you want. And though the setting is beautiful and idyllic, The child is glum. "I've got to get back," says Caretaker Coon. "I have to make dinner for Rageaholic Rabbit, and it better not be late." So you thank Caretaker Coon and say goodbye, but all you really want to do is throw your arms around the little child and tell the child that it's all okay. So you approach the falls, slowly, so as not to startle your new friend. And as you approach, you observe the sad little face, so innocent, so helpless, so beautiful. And then the child sees you. The child sees you, and now the glum face turns puzzled, as if thinking, "Who is this strange? Take down the fall! Could you take down the fall? Thank you." The glum face turns puzzled, as if thinking, "Who is this stranger?" "Don't worry," you say. "You're safe now." And the child comes to you, into your embrace. And you say, "Why do you sit by the waterfall, my child?" And the child says, "Because it drowns out all the bad noise. All the bad noise." And you realize that this place is your room when you were growing up. And the dysfunctional forest, it's your house. It's okay, little one. You're safe, and I love you. And you're the most precious, wonderful gift. I'm sorry. I think I have to stop. I'm getting upset.
Stuart, keep going. You're doing great.
You really think so, Carl?
Yeah, Stuart, I think it's wonderful. I do too.
Well, thanks, Fred. What does Walter think?
He can't talk. He's crying.
Stuart, it's Julia, and I agree. It's absolutely beautiful.
Julia, I thought you were in Los Angeles on business.
Well, Carl called, and I flew back on the first plane.
I should probably explain to the listener that Julia is an Al-Anon friend who I actually met before she got into recovery. See, you should probably just buy the book. It's called I'm Good Enough, I'm Smart Enough, and Doggone It, People Like Me, and is published by Dell. But I guess the point is that I have friends who are telling me I'm wonderful and precious, just like you were telling your little inner child. All right, let's keep going. You are holding the child in your arms, and you say, "I am here to protect you. You don't have to be afraid anymore." And you know what the little child does? The little child says, "Then let's play. Come on, let's jump in the water. Let's climb a tree. Let's skip some rocks. Here's a flat one." And the child gives you a beautiful, perfect, smooth skipping stone. And you throw it and it skitters along the water. "Your turn," you say to the child, and the child flings another perfect stone, skip, all the way across the water, up onto the bank, and it's Grandiose Bear.
Roar!
"That stone hit me in the toe."
You're in a lot of trouble, young tyke.
"That's where you're wrong," you say, "because my young friend is leaving here. I'm taking my inner child with me."
Oh, and how do you suppose you're going to do that?
Laughs Grandiose Bear. "Simple," you say. "We'll wade across the river here at the foot of the falls."
It's too deep.
Says the bear. "Then we'll swim."
The current's too strong in the middle. You'll drown.
You turn to your inner child, and the child nods. Grandiose Bear is right. But then you think, what about the raft? We could go back to the raft upstream. But what if we get sucked into the falls?
I'm afraid there's no way out,
Says Grandiose Bear.
You're gonna have to suffer here in the dysfunctional forest for the rest of your life. Ha ha ha!
That's when your child looks up at you, afraid for the first time since you've met. Is it true? Are we going to have to stay here stuck in this fungus-ridden environment? No, you say. We'll build a bridge. But we have no tools, says your inner child. Oh, yes, we do, young one. We have the tools of the program. and I will teach them to you. And so you and your inner child start the process of building a bridge. One step at a time, you say. And so you start gathering wood. Well, no, actually you would start by drawing up a plan. First things first, so you draw up a plan. Then you go get the wood. And as you search the forest floor, the other animals gather around. It's not going to be a good enough bridge, says the perfectionist porcupine. Because if it's not perfect, it's not good enough. That's right. You're going to fail, adds negative nuthatch from a tree above. A nuthatch is a bird. But you tell your child to ignore the others. And little by little, step by step, you build your bridge. You think you're better than the rest of us, says shaming skunk. Well, the bridge won't work, and you'll never escape. Yeah, I hope you drown, spits angry Aardvark. Mainly he's angry because Aardvarks live in South America and he can't figure out how he got stuck here. And now the bridge is finished. You take the little child by the hand and take the first step. Do something to stop them, shouts jealous Jackrabbit.
Oh, don't worry,
Says Grandiose Bear.
they're not going anywhere. Right, Workaholic Beaver?
Right, says a voice from the water below. It's Workaholic Beaver, and he's gnawing on a support beam, or whatever. And don't call me Workaholic Beaver. The name is Busy Beaver. And some of you would be better off if you were a little busier yourselves. And then he goes back to gnawing. Hurry, you shout to your child. We have to run to the other side before the beaver gnaws through the beam. And as you run, you hear all the animals cheering. Not for you, but for Workaholic Beaver. Let's go, Workaholic Beaver. Come on. Yeah, gnaw. And before you and your child make it to the other side, you hear a snap. And the bridge collapses. And suddenly you're in the water holding the little child, and the current is dragging you under. Are you going to drown? Your child seems to be asking. No, I will not let us drown. And at that moment, for some reason, you look up above at the waterfall. The waterfall that drowned out all the bad noises. And that's when you see it. The raft. The raft is flying over the falls. Now down into the water, and now coming right for you, as if guided by some higher force or power. You reach up and grab it, and you lift your child into the raft, and then fighting the current, you manage to pull yourself in. The child smiles. We're going to make it. We're going to be safe. And as the raft carries the two of you downriver, you turn back and see the animals of the dysfunctional forest, standing on the bank, their mouths agape. And you know that you and the child will never see them again. Unless you come back for holidays, and then you would just, stay in a motel so you wouldn't have to get involved in all the craziness. And now, the water is calmer. The turmoil is over. You hold your child in your arms, and you look each other in the eyes. We'll be together always, you tell the child. And you'll always be safe, and everything will always be okay. And the child says, great, let's play. And right up ahead is a big amusement park, and you dock your rafts and spend the whole afternoon going on rides and stuff. The end.
Great.
Terrific.
Did you really like it?
It's going to be a great tape, Stuart.
What was your favorite part?
It was all wonderful, Stuart. But I just loved the part about the waterfall drowning out the bad noise. That was very moving.
Uh-huh. What about the bridge thing? Was that okay?
Wonderful.
So you all like it?
Oh, yes.
Really.
How about Walter?
I thought it was the most beautiful thing I ever heard.
And Walter's not even in program.
Honestly, Stuart, the tape's going to be a huge success.
You think so? Walter, what was your favorite part?
Stuart, I think you need to move on to your next visualization. I don't think you have a whole lot more space on this tape.
She's right, Stuart. I think you only have about 2.5 minutes left. How many more visualizations do you have?
7.
Right, I see the scripts here.
8 if I redo the driving one,
Stuart,
which I probably...
at best we have time for 1, if we hurry.
Okay. I hate working under time pressure.
Why don't you do the Christmas one, Stuart? It looks pretty short.
Right. And a Christmas cut would be good for getting airplay around the holiday season.
You think that's a good
Come on,
reason
Stuart,
to...
hurry. We only have about 2 minutes.
I thought you said I had 2.5.
That was 30 seconds ago. More like 45.
Well, what difference does that make? I mean, you're not recording this conversation, are you? Okay, this is Stuart Smalley with a guided visualization for the Christmas season because during the holidays things get so hectic and so much is expected of us and we expect so much of ourselves that sometimes we get a little crazy and down on ourselves for not doing enough, and we feel bad about ourselves and pretty much everyone around us, especially our families who are driving us nuts. So I just want you to lay back, just relax.
A minute 20, Stuart.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Lay back. Relax your toes. Relax your instep, your legs, stomach, back, shoulders, head. Okay, good. You're relaxed. Okay. Imagine you're in a Norman Rockwell painting, except that the family decorating the tree is your family, and everybody's happy and singing Christmas carols and loves each other. And you're one of the kids stringing together the popcorn for one of those things. And just then, your mother comes to you with a cup of warm cocoa, and you drink it, and you're filled with the warmth of the cocoa and the warmth of your mother's gaze. But then you remember, Christmas is only a week away, and you still haven't found a present for your for your mother. And just then, your father comes to you and gives you an angel to put on top of the tree. And your father lifts you in his strong arms, and as you place the angel at the very, very tippy top of this perfect Christmas tree, the angel comes to life. And she is the most beautiful angel in all the world. And she says, I know exactly what your mother wants for Christmas. You do, you ask the angel? Yes, says the angel. Your mother wants you to be you. That's right. All she wants is to see that you're happy. How do you know, you ask? And just then, you look closely at the angel and see for the first time that the angel is your mother. How was that?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Really?
It wasn't too rushed, was it?
No.
No.
Well, I guess we're done. Except for the credits. If I didn't acknowledge all the people helping, I'd feel guilty for the rest of my life. The engineer has been Walter Cowsnell.